What is Stacey's go-to drink?
Stacey's go-to drink is sparkling rosé. Specifically, the sparkling rosé that we're going to be having at our wedding at Roblar.
What is her go-to coffee order?
Her go-to coffee order is not coffee at all. It is an iced matcha with oat milk. She does like cold brew. She does like hot coffee. 80% of the time, it's going to be an iced matcha with oat milk.
Where is her dream vacation?
We took our first big vacation to Tulum after about a year of dating. And I still think Tulum might be her dream vacation. I don't think it was just the location. I think it was a combination of the location and the fact that we didn't have a drink of alcohol the entire time. And we did yoga every day. And we ate like super healthy, gluten-free food. But it was an absolute Stacey Thomas favorite vacation.
What house chore does she hate the most?
Killing bugs. She gets mad at me when I won't kill bugs. I'm like a little bit of a Buddhist approach. I prefer not to kill them. Why take a life? No, I'll kill spiders. Spiders are, probably let a water bug go, but like a gnat go. The true chore that she doesn't hate, but that de facto she doesn't really do is cook.
Okay.
We have a really good dynamic where I cook and she does the dishes. Every once in a blue moon, we'll flip it, but it's actually really cute whenever I leave. I know she has like a hard time because she wants my cooking. She's very sweet.
What chore do you hate the most?
I learned to cook so I wouldn't have to do the dishes. Yeah, that's probably it, actually.
What's her biggest pet peeve?
Oh, man. At a core level, probably people that are inconsiderate or have low empathy. At a more like topical level, she hates it when we go to bed late. Like we usually meet in the middle around 9:30. She'd want us to like start shutting it down around 8:45. And I'm closer to like a 10 o'clock. But usually what'll happen is she starts getting ready for bed at 9. Now I can like flip on a show that has some violence on it. Stacey hates watching violence. That's her other pet peeve, actually. Any type of even symbolic violence. And then I'm in bed by 10.
What's your biggest pet peeve?
Oh, man. Fine. Not using turn signals. It feels inconsiderate, dangerous. I'm probably overly passionate around like traffic transgressions.
Okay.
Because it has real safety implications.
Wow, make the traffic cop.
I'm not my best self in when I'm driving. I like a good, 5 over the speed limit, obey all traffic laws. I'm a dad. I'm big time dad. Stacey's a little zippier. Sometimes she doesn't use her turn signals.
Ooh.
Maybe I need to give more grace to non-turn signal users.
What do you do that annoys her the most?
She gives me like so much grace. She's such a good partner. Probably late night food ordering. She knows that the next day I'm not going to be happy about having ordered the burrito and the chips and maybe the taquitos. In true Stacey fashion, she holds a lot of space for me. And I'm sure there are other things. Yeah, Domino's.
Late at night?
Domino's. Your head's like a pumpkin the next morning. She got a little upset with me a couple of days ago because after she had gone to bed earlier and then I came in after a couple of episodes. I think it was a little loud coming to bed. I heard like out of the darkness. She's like, could you be quiet? I don't think I do that frequently, but my guess is I do that sometimes. I'm trying to come to bed and not use the light. So I'm like fumbling around to get my toothbrush. The initial intention is respect. Then I'm just a doofus.
What's your go-to show to watch together?
Stacey is an enigma when it comes to shows. She consumes content better in vertical video, more likely to fall into a feed or a scroll frenzy than to actually like put something up and watch it. I find that what she is willing to watch, I have almost no bearing on what it will be. Let me give you an example. We watched Queen's Gambit recently, which I knew she was going to love. Strong women's empowerment vibes, which is like very Stacey. We watched Shawshank Redemption because she said she hadn't seen it yet. I was like, well, you have to watch Shawshank. And she got really upset when one of the prisoners was getting beat up by a guard. And then she watched the entire Jeffrey Dahmer biopic with me, front to back. Watch the whole thing. Her range, I know Stacey really well. I'm still grasping for straws on this one. Figure out, you crack the code to Stacey when it comes to movies and shows. Like, send me some notes.
What is one thing she can't live without?
Yoga. Stacey and I met through yoga. For Stacey, it's been a really important part of her life, from being an instructor to being a member of Soho Yoga since it opened 10 years ago. Movement's really important to her, and I think Soho and yoga in particular is really important form of movement for her.
What is her love language?
It's words of affirmation.
Got
She's
it
going to
down.
love this. And a bit of physical touch and definitely some quality time. I'm like quality time, physical touch, and words of affirmation. Gifts and acts of service are just way low. She started to like elevate acts of service a little bit. We check in on this every couple of months. Definitely words of affirmation is way up here.
If she could get rid of one item of your clothing, what do you think she'd pick?
My clothing. I'm trying to think. We do a lot of shopping together.
Oh.
Most of my wardrobe is like, PS versus BS. That's post Stacey versus before Stacey.
Gotcha.
So she's probably had a hand in most of what I've picked out. I have a cat onesie. I'd say like the costume could probably, find its way to a secondhand store.
Do you think Stacey is sexiest in a sundress, jeans and tank top, lingerie, pajamas, other?
Interesting. All of the above is literally what was on the tip of my tongue. Like, I think she dresses up very well. Beauty is like probably more important to me. I think sexiness, like all the above. I think she's like really shines when she's in like a gown or like a formal dress. Can't wait to see her in her bridal gown or bridal dress. She can just present herself as like in such a stunning way in a dress.
If you went to the grocery store and decided to get Stacey one surprise treat, what would it be?
Right now, it would be an orange. It'd be a navel orange from Lazy Acres. She'd be unreasonably excited about a navel orange, as would I. A month ago, it would have been a bag of dried mango.
What is her most prized possession?
Her Bronco. There are probably other possessions that are more prized that are sentimental. She really loves that car. She like really wanted that Bronco to like the specificity of brown leather seats. I think it's a manifestation of like having earned it in like this next phase of her life. So I think it's actually very sweet.
Who is always running late? You or her?
Her. Well, for one, it takes her longer to get ready. Like, duh. I need to be like thoughtful and conscious of that to be a good partner. I've tried to like probably very indelicately like, all right, Stacey, like 30-minute countdown. All right, 20 minutes. So you're still on the hair? Like, okay.
If you could plan the most Stacey day, what would it look like?
I tried to do this for her birthday. It was a pretty good formula. Yoga in the morning to Tatiana's yoga class, which is like one of her favorite yoga classes she's been going to for a long time. Afterwards, it was a massage, although I think she'd trade massage for a facial at Sand Spa, shopping spree at Boulevard, which is our favorite boutique in downtown Manhattan Beach. And then I cooked her dinner. I think you could probably trade. Honestly, she'd say like, well, I'd want you to cook me dinner. I think a dinner at like the proper, so we could like get dressed up and go have a date, would be probably more of an ideal cap to it. To bookend it with us, I would say a walk in the morning on the Strand.
Who does Stacey look most like, her mom or her dad?
Her dad. She's definitely more like her dad. For those that haven't met him already, that will meet him at the wedding, he's like the best guy ever.
Where did you two meet?
We met on the Strand. On the Strand during COVID, like a block off the pier. She's coming out of a beach Soho yoga class. Finishing the run, saw her walking off the beach, and so I said hello. It didn't end there. Didn't get her number. Ended up trying to find her on IG. Then deleted my IG 3 days later. Walked into the Source to get coffee, and it was like 1 in, 1 out COVID times.
What did she think of you when you first met?
Yeah, I think she thought I was attractive. Our first date was yoga on the beach, and then coffee where we had seen each other. Took the yoga class, and then we went and talked over coffee for like 3 hours. And then I remember the next day I texted her and I said something like, my glutes are spicy. I think that she thought that word choice was a bit interesting. But we had a second date, and we've talked about this before, like
took time, I think, for us to like really connect at a soulful level.
Yeah, there's more than you bargained for on that question. But what's up, Bo? My handsome friend Bo just got here. What's up, buddy?
Good content.
Great tent. Stacey thinks I'm at Boy and the Bear. Getting coffee. Longest coffee run in history. Oh, Stace, line's huge today. I can't believe it. Super cool.
Where was your first kiss?
On the Manhattan Beach Pier at the end of that second date, which is also where I proposed to her. Everything happens on the Strand in the South Bay. We met on the Strand, we kissed on the Strand, we got married on the Strand.
When did you know you wanted to marry Stacey?
This is actually very full circle. I don't know that I would say that I knew I wanted to marry her at this time, but I probably was like 95% of the way there. It was here. It was at this house. I told Bo on his 30th, after that weekend of spending time with you guys. I think I'm
The
gonna tell.
safari.
Yeah, and it must have been that lion keeper outfit that she had on. I remember telling Bo, I'm going to tell her that I love her when we get back. And I did. For me, I think the importance of friendships, especially like the importance of my friends to me, seeing her for a weekend with all the people that I love in my life, just seeing how great she was in that environment and how everybody responded to her, like that's kind of what pushed me over the edge to say, okay, I think this is time.
What do you love most about Stacey?
I mean, there's so many things. I think that Stacey's superpower is her like unequivocal love that she exudes into the world. As a friend, you feel it, but also as like a stranger passing on the sidewalk, I think that you feel it. I think that it just comes out of her. And I think Stacey, I think her presence is like a genuine gift to the world. I consider myself almost unworthy in how lucky I am that I get to have that person by my side forever. Because I think that how she shows up for people, how she shows up for the world, like the love that she pours out and the empathy that she has for others is like really special. I think like the most core ingredient to who she is and creates a life that is so authentic and real and grounded in spirit. And I think that that's just like a really special thing.
What is your favorite personality trait of hers?
It's similar. Or like maybe derivative of the last question. She gets really excited. When I come home, and I get really excited too, I think it's like especially get like really excited to see her. Like when I come home, still, I'll like open the door and like kind of walk and like peek around and she's sitting at the chair and she's just like, I will literally get up and run to me to come give me a hug. It's like that like 90% of the time. I hope that that continues forever. I'm going to do my best to try to make sure that that continues. Like, wow, what a special feeling to have that. Oh, I mean, her smiles to her ears. Sometimes it'll be a skip. Sometimes it'll be a run. Sometimes she'll get up and like slow, like walk to me.
Wait, so when she walks through the door, what's that scenario?
It's the same. She has a perch in the office. So when I open the door, I have about 7 paces and then I look to the left and she's straight down the hall. She usually doesn't come home to me. If she's coming home to me, I could be anywhere. Oftentimes like laying on the couch because it's probably a weekend. So I hear the door open and then I'll turn over and look. And generally it's like the same collective meeting of smiles. I do skip and run. I skip less, but
Let
I
me
do
get
skip.
this one. If Stacey's listening to something on her AirPods, what is usually playing?
The true answer to this is she is editing something for Laird and Gabby or for work. So she has her AirPods in because when you're editing for social or just general video, you're listening to the same soundbite over and over and over again. There'll be times I hear from the room like da 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 da. I'm like, Stacey, my love, could you please put in AirPods? So oftentimes it's that. If it's for pleasure, it's probably like Dermot Kennedy or potentially Elevation Worship.
When you guys are like 99 or however old in the day, what's the one thing you want to look back on your relationship and think like that was so successful? Or maybe this was the main ingredient?
Wow, what a good question. It's a hard one to answer. I hope that we just like really communicate well. It's not like a sexy response, but I do think it's really important. I think we communicate really well. But like that's something we do well now, and I'm really confident we'll continue to do well. Probably like what are the things that we haven't really been faced with yet that I hope that when we face them, like we rise to the occasion in a really like meaningful way. I just want to continue to be curious about the world with her. I talk about her level of excitement and exuberance around life. I want us to like hold one another accountable to continuing to be excited and in awe and to have like a level of wonder with how we approach life. Because I think it's so special to each of us and makes our existence really rich. Being able to like go on a walk down the Strand and feel like it's the first time we're going on a walk down the Strand. And so there's still like so much road in front of us. But regardless of the challenges, the hurdles, the ruts along the way, like maintaining that level of just like optimism, connectivity to the positive elements of life. We love Stacey.
Sorry, Stacey, to steal your fiance. We love you.
Stacey, I'm coming home from Boy and the Bear. I did get the coffee.